All right, welcome back to BIBSTER'S Repair Shop. So I got the carb all apart. I was normally like to get my carb kits from it's a website called Mike's Carbs. It's where I got the one for the 60. That worked out really well. But he was currently out of stock. So because on this one, I'm only really worried about getting the gasket because I think it was just a fact that see all that crap in there from stupid ethanol. You can. Yeah, a lot of crap in there. So I figured I was gonna get this thing, get it cleaned, let it soak. What I'm doing now is just trying to get some of this paint off so it doesn't just completely make my parts cleaner nasty. Get the big layers off, and then I'll get this all off, and I'll probably actually repaint this. I'll probably paint it. I gotta look and see. Sometimes this stuff is supposed to be black, but we'll get this all painted and put into the parts cleaner, and then put it back together a little bit, and probably not tonight, try tomorrow, but thought I'd just show that little bit of an update on that. We'll probably do, maybe we'll do story time with Bibster tonight while we wait. All right, we'll be back. So another thing that in the comments last night, Patch was talking about was maybe the sediment bowl. Check the filter on there, which there is some nastiness in there, which I will say the last time I had this tractor, I did run it out of fuel. So every time you run a tractor out of fuel, you do take a chance of any sediment that's down in there. As soon as it'll, maybe when there's fuel in it, gets deposited and left somewhere else. Well, when there's no fuel in there and all of a sudden it gets splashed in, it can kind of come out. Let me safely set that down. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just dump that out because it's got some sediment in it. But what I want to look at is, oh, geez, 15 pans under this thing. Oh, geez. Oh, look at this screen. So you have an O-ring, and above that O-ring, or in that O-ring, is a screen, which the screen looks pretty good. So that's good. That's at least means it was probably just something in there, but nothing too bad. Crap. Can I do this one-handed? Trying to watch it through the screen. Come on. Does it fit? Hold on, how do you just fit? Oh, it just fits up in there first and the O-ring goes on. Duh. Kyle, our dum-dum. All right, let's just slide that up in there. Somehow, I can't single-handedly. Okay, maybe I'll put it the other way. And then we need to put that. I'm gonna do this off camera. I'll be ready back. All right, so I got that sediment bowl back on. The other thing I'm gonna pull off is this fuel hose, just to make sure there's nothing stuck in there. Make sure it's got good flow. So I'll just do it the safe OSHA way. Seems to have good flow. Tastes like terrible gas. Anyway, so then I'll still throw some brake clean down that. Make sure that gets all nice and cleaned out. You just don't want to do all this work to your carb and then have a piece of dirt somewhere else in the system screw you up. So we'll get that, clean that out real quick, and then I'll tell you a time about carb rebuild I did on the Super 88 that did need to be done. So I'll bring you back. All right. You know what time it is. Kyle's sitting on the tractor that's not running in his shop. It's time for story time. So quick story time tonight. So when I first got that Super 88, you guys, I think I told a story about that before, where basically we bought this tractor right after we got married, and then the next year I started working for Stoker Trucking, and they owned a property where a guy would do auctions. So the one year I pretty much spent the most of the week helping him out all day just doing different things and moving tractors around and all sorts of fun stuff. Well, he had the Super 88 at the auction, and it went for, it got it right up to like $875, but it didn't sell. The guy had a limit on it. Well, man, these shoes are slippery. Must have been that brake clean. But I digress. Didn't sell, so he no-sailed it. Well, the guy basically said, hey, I need to, we really got to have that tractor sold. So Chuck's like, all right, I'll figure something out. I mean, he figured, for that price, that's a good deal. And so he goes to me knowing I was a tractor lover, and he's like, hey, would you want to buy that? And I thought, well, I can't buy it now, but give me over the winter. So all winter long, I did side jobs, pilfered, any Christmas money, anything at all, because I had that tractor sitting there. That was going to be my tractor. So by the end of spring, by the time spring came around, I had the money for it, wrote the check. That's my tractor. So I parked it, I forgot where I had it parked. I had it parked in like their lean-to there for the one winter. And I was going to get them the one day. I got off work early and I thought I'm going to get both tractors fired up. At that time I only had two. The collection has grown kind of crazy. But I was like, I'll get them going that way. And I'll get it fired up. And fires right up. I've been around the end a bunch. Now, yes, we were Oliver people, but like I've said in the past, I was about 5 years too young to be really doing a lot of field work with them, which also meant I didn't do a ton of driving on them until I got older, just because by the time I was the age where I would have been driving them, we weren't really doing anything out there. And then I was getting really busy with school stuff where I couldn't go out. When I was in high school, I was in a bunch of activities, I had jobs. Didn't have a ton of time to be out there. So basically, you went from like the time where I would have been learning to drive a tractor or be around them. It wasn't until I was in my early 20s or late teens, early 20s that I really got back into it. So that might kind of lean light to the story. So I go out there to try and fire this tractor up. And again, I'm a diesel mechanic. I've worked on cars for years. I figure I can figure it out. And it rained before. And I cannot get this tractor to start. I mean, I'm pulling the distributor off, looking at the points, and I had no idea what those were at that point. And I was playing with the carb, and I was playing with the one adjuster on the bottom of the carb. Now, all you Oliver guys that have been around those style of carbs know exactly what that main jet adjuster is. I know that now. And for some reason, I thought I had that thing all the way, I had screwed that thing all the way in. Still went fire. So I figured, hey, something's wrong with the carb. So I pulled the carb off, take the bolts off, pull the carb off, go over to my bench, pull it apart, of course, rip the gasket because you can't take a carb apart. Like tonight, the only real reason I needed that carb kit was because I ripped the gasket pulling the carb apart. And so I was like, dang it, well, I'm going to have to get a kit. But I'm figuring at that point, yeah, something's wrong with this carb for sure. Something's got to be wrong with it. Well, needless to say, I pull it apart, and as I'm looking through it, I realized, and this is where I can't exactly remember if it was from that night when I was at my parents' house or if it when I was looking it over, but I basically started to track how the fuel ran, and I realized that I had shut the fuel off on the carburetor by putting the main jet adjuster all the way in, so it would basically prevent fuel from flowing, and because that one, because you guys remember I replaced the petcock on that because that petcock leaked. So that was where you'd shut the fuel off. And at the time I didn't know that because like I said I just got the tractor. So yeah, of course the carb's in two pieces. So I ordered the carb. And of course, you can't order the right kit the first time. So the first one I got was for a 770. And so, which we used that kit later on our other tractor. But yeah, so I ended up kind of getting a whole kit to put just the gasket in, which is the same thing I'm doing tonight because the kit I got, like I said, for this one, I normally like to go with Mike's carbs, but he just happened they were out of stock, and I could technically pull the one off Otis. It's sitting right there, but Otis is still a running tractor, and I hate to do that. And so I figured I'd just I just went out to our local ag store, Farm Fleet, and picked one up. But like I said, it's not the kit I would recommend to anybody. It's just one of those cheapo kits. I mean, the throttle shaft on it, instead of having the brass for the throttle shaft, it's just plastic. It would just be junk. But all those parts are fine. Like I said, the car really needs a good soaking, I think, and cleaning. I said I'm soaking it overnight tonight, and then I'm gonna pull it out. I might I might take the main pieces into work and put them in the ultrasonic. I think everything else should be fine. Most of that main jet. I just want to make sure nothing is, because the way the way that main jet works is it's the shaft, there's the threads on the bottom, it's capped off. So the fuel comes in and it has to go around it, and then there's 6 holes in it. Well, stuff can get, if any bit of debris gets up in there, can get into any of those holes. Not only is it going to plug it up, but it can go into that jet and then just hang out. It can, like, fall, if it happens after you shut the tractor off, it can fall down there and start building deposit up. So I'm going to make sure that's nice and cleaned out. But that should, so hopefully tomorrow or something we'll get this thing going again. Like I said, I'm not sure. I know I was going to try and pull this weekend, just with some other stuff. Like I said, we had some other stuff going on that it might be just taking a couple more weeks to get everything kind of squared away here, with what's going on. So we'll do that. But yeah, so that's why I should have been filming my stuff from the get-go, because that would have been a great Kyle's an idiot story. Pulls the carb apart. I'm going to get this tractor started and realizes I had shut the fuel off. I mean, there's other stories of me. Let's see. I ran this tractor out of gas once. I did a drive your tractor to church day, which I like to do sometimes, which is just it's an unorganized. I drive my tractor to church one day. I'll probably do it again, especially with when everything's gonna be changing up. But I drove my tractor to church. It was all funny. Everyone's like, ha ha ha. And then I go to pull out, and I pull out on the main road, and it immediately runs out of gas. And then I ran out of gas. I'm trying to think. So Super 88, I was trying to go to Dutch Days with it once. I ran out of gas. Trying to get there. I've run out of gas. I ran this thing out of gas like 2 weeks ago, just on a random city street in Fulton, because I was driving it around and ran it out. The 70 ran out of gas. Parked, it was right here, but it ran out of gas parked here. I mean, you guys have seen the video when I've ever changed 7 volts because I try to fire a tractor up, trying to move it, and then it runs out of gas. So, I really should get a gas stick or something, but yeah, it's kind of my MO. Anyway, still trying to do daily content. We'll see how many more days we can do this. Hopefully, maybe we'll get through this week. Maybe all the way through the week. That'd be kind of fun. We'll hopefully get this stuff all kind of wrapped up tomorrow night. Well, probably not fully wrapped up, so I'll probably get it rebuilt, and then I'm going to paint it. I'll probably paint it black, I think. That'll kind of set off nice. But we'll go from there. So we'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. You guys know what to do. All the new subscribers, thanks everyone for checking out the channel. We just hit one of a big milestone. It's a quarter way through that magical number of 1,000 subscribers. And if you haven't checked the old videos out, check this playlist for every tractor. So there's a playlist just for this tractor. There's a playlist for Otis. There's a playlist for the 70, there's a playlist for the Super 88 that's outside. There's a playlist for the truck, anytime I don't work on that. So, and then if you want to check out all the videos, there's one that's got all the playlists on it. That's all the stuff that I've been doing since I started uploading in late November. But yeah, if you just check the channel out, thanks for checking it out. If you're here because I did some pulling videos over the weekend, hope you like the tractor content. If not, more pulling stuff coming soon. Just not promising that I'll be out at a pull this weekend, just because, yeah. Things are going to get kind of crazy right here. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.